Hello, this is Stonechild Dai, and this is my assignment 1 for Architectural History of Illusion, Power, and Imagination. My student ID is 1855-3453. Rational engagement with Michelangelo's David allows the viewer to effectively engage and fully understand this work of art. The rational engagement with art enables the spectators to see the artwork under the internal light of harmonious spirit. The rational use of art offers an organic and temporary service that satisfies the internal thirst. Bacon compared rationalists with spiders that spin all out of their own substance. However, there is a contradiction between the aesthetics of art with the rational appreciation. The aesthetics welcome perceptions-based sensitive cognitions. The word aesthetics comes from a Greek word aesthetos, that means perceptible and sensitive. While discussing the philosophy of art, Baumgarten explains that when knowledge is concerned, it is the rational one that holds much higher position than the emotional one. Philosopher Immanuel Kant suggested the viewer's judgment towards a work of art generally is subjective, and the whether a piece of art is beautiful is primarily the viewer's subjective experience. However, it is not just subjective feeling, there is also rational engagement in behind. Animals lack this rational engagement with any object. Descartes suggested that the sense could not be subordinated to the intellect if the rational is not provided. The rational engagement is engagement with the work of art beyond emotional involvement or appreciation. The viewers develop his or her understanding based on the logic and reason behind the work of art. The Middle Age of art did not have a rationalism from the historical perspective, and it was more prone towards expressionism. According to the story of art, the feeling were valued more than logic during the Middle Age. However, the medieval Greek architecture valued and incorporated more than Asian mathematical principles. And at a later stage of period, reason started to reflect upon the work of other painters. In Giotto's fresco painting, the perspective painting technique got coupled with depth killing. Another painter, Masaccio, directly combines strict mathematical rules with perspective painting. Brunelleschi applied linear perspective theory in the architectural art, where he amalgamated Gothic styles with classic building structures. The Renaissance painting and idealism came under light again in the work of Michelangelo. David demonstrated the application of reason with the reflection of expression of ideas rather than emotion. Michelangelo's David was created in 1504, that is displayed in Florence Public Square. The marble-made, most recognized sculpture in the world is 13 feet and 5 inches tall, and depicts David waiting for a battle with a stone in his hand. And see figure 1, that's a picture of David. David is an example of art where he can find the value of individual human being, physical beauty, rationalism, and Greco-Roman influences. The original concept of David is influenced from the biblical story of David, where he did not use his strength directly to defeat Goliath, but he thought and planned to use a better stone. David is a nude, muscular man whose veins are visible as he is holding a stone firmly. The statue was meant to be placed at the roof of Florence Cathedral, but it was too heavy to place over there. David's hand and head are larger than the rest of his body, and that is because the viewers were supposed to see this from high up. The asymmetrical arrangement, or contrapuntal, reflects in the artist representing David's left leg as that is also bigger than the right one. The depiction of human figures follow the reasoning of body postures, as Michelangelo wanted to perfectly present David's strength through his bodily gesture. David has put his body weight on the right leg, and the left leg is resting, and this leads to his right hip's position a bit higher than the left hip. Because of his stance, his torso is a bit curvy, and his left shoulder is a bit higher than his right shoulder. One can compare Donatello's bronze made David with Michelangelo's marble David. To highlight the difference, see figure 2. The basic difference would be Donatello's David is muscular and manly and without associated biblical objects like Goliath's head or Thor. Scale-wise, Michelangelo's David is way larger than the other one, but that does not make it a giant, which is his enemy is a giant. Michelangelo's David is depicted as he's about to start the battle, where Donatello one has already defeated the giant. The physical princes of David immediately present the symbolic representation of heroic encouragement. Michelangelo appropriately depicts the idea of power or spiritual strength to be higher than the arm power through the exact body gestures. The Christian and modernist theory both are rejected as he does not represent David neither as a giant nor as a victim, rather than his David is courageous noble man. The statue has a special historical significance, as just before the statue was complete, Florentines won a war against Medicis and hailed David as a symbol of the heroic act. And here's just another picture that you can see Michelangelo's David more clearly. That you can see he's a very muscular and manly man. The rational engagement with art enables the viewers with the power of appreciating the subtleties and complexities of art. The rational engagement contradicts the popular belief that beauty lies in beholder's eyes. When the viewer or critic is truly appreciating the art, he needs to differentiate his own theory of beauty from the art integrity of style and form. In the modern world, the viewers engage with the art on superficial level, mainly guided by the gut feelings. In order to judge the true art, it is necessary to build up a sense of reasoning. The rational engagement with David explores more analysis and logical calculations, historical interventions, and artistic elements. It highlights the artist's knowledge and stance, and the viewer gathers knowledge and reapplies. Without the rational engagement, the statue of David is just a beautiful work of art. But in the depth rational engagement, it helps the viewer to discover all the minute details and subtleties that makes this art more than just a beautiful figure.